Let's talk about the Arsonist, one of my favorite classes from the original printing of Phantom Epoch. The Arsonist is available as an add-on, a very unique class that loves to, as you can imagine from the name, play with fire. It's all about the burning condition. Let's take a look at it in Tabletop Simulator. The Arsonist has a lot of really cool cards, all dealing with lighting things on fire, including themselves, including enemies, and sometimes maybe a little bit of friendly fire too. The Arsonist doesn't really fit into any traditional role. It can be played as a tank, it can be played as a DPS, it can even be played to a degree as a support character. Let's look at a couple of the cards. Let's look at Pyromania. So this is guaranteed damage to anything adjacent to it and to itself. So that means that it can light enemies on fire, completely ignoring their guard. Example of its guaranteed damage. Something like that pairs really well with this card here, Manic Leap, where it's just a leap 4 as its base, but if the Arsonist is on fire, if they're burning, it can actually remove burning in order to leap 6 instead of a leap 4. Then there's other cards like Arson here, where the Arsonist can actually destroy a destructible object, placing a fire hazard over it instead of a destroyed token, and then everything around it is inflicted with burning as well. Then there's something like Firewall. Like I said, the Arsonist can be played as a tanky character, so it gives guard 2. It does light itself on fire, so you'll probably want to have a way of dealing with that. But then if anything attacks it, not only does it have this extra guard, it also inflicts burning on whatever attacks it. Then there's something like Focused Heat here. It's an attack -2 with Pierce 3. Not a whole lot of damage, but as long as a fumble isn't rolled, no matter what amount of damage is done, the target is inflicted with burning. So that's a guaranteed, now nearly guaranteed 3 damage on top of whatever else is directly inflicted with that attack -2 and Pierce 3. So these are just a couple of the starting cards for the Arsonist. It's purchasable cards get even better. And then it branches off into 2 really cool advanced classes that still are focused on that burning condition, but they do very different things with the burning condition. Definitely a lot of fun to play, and you'll want to check them out for sure if you get the Arsonist add-on. So let's just play a couple rounds of a mission. So let's see what happens. Let's choose some cards as the Arsonist. I do see that there are 3 melee enemies here close to me, so I think I'm probably gonna put up some guard nice and early on the Arsonist, and we'll see how that goes. So I am gonna light myself on fire by doing this, which is a little bit dangerous. I'm guaranteed to take 3 damage, but hopefully it saves me from a lot more damage from attacks. And then let's just do a, we got 3 targets coming at us. Let's do a triple shot on the Ranger. All right, let's start the round, see how this goes. All right, so our Arsonist is up first. I gain my guard. I do inflict burning on myself. This turn is probably going to hurt. These enemies do hit pretty hard, especially the Berserker. We'll see what happens here. So we got the sentries up first, and they're going to move here. And then it's going to do an attack -1 on me, so it probably won't do any damage to me. I spoke too soon. It does 1 damage to me. But it gets lit on fire due to my firewall here. All right, the yellow sentry is going to move here, and it's going to do an attack +1 on me. So that's 3, 1 damage through the guard again, and then it gets lit on fire. So that's 6 damage done without even attacking right here. 9 damage if you include what I'm going to do to myself. All right, our Ranger is up now. I'm going to go ahead and start things off with a spread shot towards the closer sentry, and I do 4 damage. It does have guard 1 at the moment. Then I'm going to shoot the light blue sentry, drawing line of sight through the yellow one. And I hit the yellow one, so that's going to be another 1 damage there. Let's see, the other enemy isn't in range for the spread shot, the 3rd target, but it is in range for a snipe. So I think I'm going to go ahead and snipe the Berserker, actually. Let's go for broke here. Why not? That's why not. So it does have, it would normally have a guard -1, so I could convert that to a 0 and do 1 damage. But just this round, it has that guard +1, evening that out. So just going to accept the fumble there. No big deal. I rolled the blitz knowing that could happen. Let's see. Now we got our Berserker coming close. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That's as close as it can get. But it is not in range to attack yet, so it will convert its attack and move right next to our Arsonist. And that's the end of that round. Let's pick some cards for the next round. We'll maybe attack everything around me with an attack +1. I do want to keep my guard up as long as possible. Maybe I can get another round of burning on these enemies. After that, it would probably be a good idea to blind them all. So let's plan on that. I would like a little bit more AP though, so that I could go later. So let's maybe not do smokescreen after all. Let's do a attack +1 here, because I want to use my full 9 AP. On our Ranger, they're lined up nicely now for a good old penetrating shot and a headshot. Now I probably should go a little bit earlier on the Ranger, see if I can take out that Berserker before it does massive damage to me. But I want to see the Arsonist in action some more, so I won't. Alright, Berserker is up first. It's going to do an attack +2 on me. It does have guard +1 again this round. So that is 5 damage minus my 2 guards, so 3 damage. And it does get lit on fire, which is nice. Light blue sentry goes next, and it does take 3 damage to burning. The burning condition comes off, but I have the feeling it's about to get inflicted with it again. Never mind. Never mind, I'm wrong, because it gains resilient. So then it's going to attack me for an attack -1. So that's 3. With the guard, that's another 1 damage to me. And it does get inflicted with burning, sort of. The resilient is just removed instead. And let's see, now the Arsonist is up. I'm going to go ahead and do an attack +1 against everything around me. And I'm so tempted to... Well, first of all, I need to take my damage from burning. I'm so tempted to use the blitz die here. But it is attack +1 on 3 targets. I better play it safe. Nice. So that's 5 damage to everything around me. The sentries, the light blue sentry has guard 2, so that's 3 damage to it. This one only has guard 1, 4 damage to it. This has guard 0, so 5 damage to it. So the Arsonist is really doing a lot of damage here to some tough enemies. Okay, so that was staff sweep, and now let's do a blast. Why not? Let's do a blast, and the human sentry isn't on fire, so I really want to light it on fire. The light blue one. Ah, nuts. Alright, so I could convert that to 0 to make it a 1 damage attack. Unfortunately, the human sentry has guard 1. If I was smart, I would have attacked the Berserker with guard 0, but I was not smart there. Alright. Yellow sentry takes its burning damage. I love that these guys are already almost dead, thanks to burning going through their guard. It does gain resilient now. And it does do an attack +1 on me. And now I don't have guard, so this is going to start hurting real bad. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Now we got our Ranger going. I'm going to do a nice penetrating shot going. It's only got 4 range on it. So going like this. Try it through the Berserker. So the penetrating shot, it's going to miss. That's unfortunate. But it would have hit both targets if I hadn't missed that. Now, by this point, I would normally have attachments and equipment and stuff, and on the Ranger, for sure, I would have something to handle that miss. But just for the sake of this demo, I don't. All right, so the penetrating shot misses. Now I'm going to do a headshot, and let's see if we can take out this berserker with the headshot. All right, so the attack succeeds. Wasn't a critical strike, so it's 4 damage, and I get to activate a critical ability. Damage times 2 is feeling real nice right here. I don't actually really need that damage times 2 because the burning's going to kill it after the 4 damage, but you know what? I don't need to inflict it with vulnerable either. So let's just finish him off, drop some Nova Cells here, and then we'll do one more round and see if we can take out these sentries. I think we can. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to light everything around me on fire. And I'm going to blind it too. And I'm being a little bit sneaky with that blind, I think. I'll show you why. Let's do a piercing shot. Yeah, sure. I'm a little bit worried my Arsonist's going to die here. We'll see what happens. Again, I probably should be going earlier on the Ranger to finish something off, but let's live dangerously. All right, Arsonist is first. That is what I was hoping for. So I am going to use Smokescreen first, inflict blinded on all adjacent figures, and the reason I wanted to do that is because it gets rid of Resilient on the yellow sentry. So now, when I use Pyromania and light myself on fire again, that's going to actually hit the yellow sentry. Was that smart? Should I have blinded the sentry instead, since it's about to attack me? Probably. I wanted to light him on fire. Right, he's doing an attack -1 on me. So that's going to do 2 damage to me. I am going to want to rest so that the burning doesn't finish me. And I'm actually going to point out something else real quick here. The humans here, at the moment, the human sentries, they would be retreating when attacked. But something else cool about the Arsonist is I did that 3 damage to each of them via burning without attacking them. So they don't get to use this retreat. They didn't get to use the extra guard that they have. Yeah, so cool stuff on the Arsonist. Now let's go ahead and do a piercing shot on the yellow sentry. That in combination with the burning that's on it is going to finish it as soon as it takes another turn. So that's awesome. And then I'm going to use a blunt shot on the light blue sentry, drawing line of sight through the yellow sentry. And I'm gonna blitz it. Not having much luck with the blitz die on this stream. I jinxed myself. All right, so that's no damage to it, so we're not going to finish them off this round like I had hoped, but does take its 3 damage, only 6 health left. It is blind, and it's gaining Resilient and Barrier, so didn't finish it off, but I didn't die either. And next round, as soon as this yellow sentry goes, it's going to be defeated. So I would say that was a successful few rounds. The Arsonist does absolutely have a very difficult learning curve. In this case, I wasn't playing it very safe. I also don't have equipment and such to help me that I would normally have. But I did a lot of damage despite the enemies that I was facing having guard, having extra guards during the round, being able to retreat and such. They weren't able to do any of that. They weren't able to use their guard because I was just lighting them on fire. So the Arsonist starting class is really cool, but it really flourishes once it branches into the advanced classes as well. So be sure to check out the Arsonist. It's a lot of fun. It is a little bit difficult to pick up at first. So you might want to, if you're just starting out with Phantom Epoch, you might want to try another class first. But once you master the Arsonist, oh, it's powerful and it's a lot of fun. Thanks for following me with this, and thanks for joining us on the Kickstarter. We're having a great first few days here, and we really appreciate all of your support. We'll see you on another update very soon.